Hello, I am Tricha Sharma and I have done my postgraduate diploma in management from IIM Kozhikode. Today we will study about management control system. Talking about management control system, the first thing that comes to our mind is control. Control is an essential element of life of an individual, as well as it plays an essential role in the institutions, society and organizations. In a common person life, control is important from the way that a person manages his life and plans his long-term goals and achievements, as well as his day-to-day operations. The expected results that he thinks about and the actual outcomes that he gets, there is a wide difference. So this difference he maps to the variances, where do these variances come from, and thereby he controls his activities to get the expected and desired results. Similarly, in institutions and organizations, they also map their expected and standard results to the actual outcomes, and then the variances are mapped to the causes and the final control comes into play. So let's start our exercise with nature of management control systems. Management control in an organization is defined as a process by which managers assure that the resources are efficiently and effectively utilized in a manner such that the organization's goals and objectives are achieved. Second definition of the management control system states that it's a means of gathering and using information. Information is an essential part of control because information helps in planning and controlling decisions, and it guides the behavior of the managers as well as employees. Why do managers need control? In fact, organizations need control and the managers have to play an essential part in it to have the control over the activities. There are various stakeholders in an organization, the internal stakeholders and the external stakeholders. So these stakeholders, they have to reassure themselves that the organization is running smoothly and they'll get the return out of the organization. The managers have to reassure themselves that they are managing the organization in the right directions and the activities are flowing in the right directions. Employees have to be guided for channelizing their energies and their behavior into the right direction so as to achieve the organization activities. Apart from this, there has to be a guidance from the higher management to the lower level managers to identify the significant problems and opportunities. When we talk about the management control system framework, there are different elements to it. The first thing is the entity being controlled. The organization or the institution which has to be controlled is the basic entity which needs to be controlled. There has to be a control device which will control this activity. Now, there are three different components which play an interactive role between this organization and the control device. The first one is the detector. The detector helps in the information about what is happening, what actually is going on between the control device and the entity which is to be controlled. The second is the assessor, which assesses the comparison with the standards. What is actually to happen and what is happening. So the standards and the actual results are compared by the assessor. Now effector, what things have to be brought into this framework so as the actual results will tally with the standard results. So the effector is there for the behavior modification, and this complete is the framework for the management control system. Now the boundaries for the management control. There are three types of controls that exist in an organization at various levels. One of them is management control, which we have already talked about. The two different other controls are the strategic formulation control and the task control. Strategy formulation comes on the top management level, whereby the process of deciding the goals of the organization is done and the strategies for attaining these goals are decided. Management control, as we have seen, the second part after the strategy formulation, it comes at the middle level of the organization, whereby the managers will influence the behavior of the staff and the employees so as to get the desired outcome from them for achieving the organization objectives. The task control, it comes at the lower level of the organization, at the operational level of the organization, and it is the process of ensuring that specified tasks are carried out effectively and efficiently. So the task control is more on the basic level or the operational level. Now framework for strategy implementation. When we talk about strategy implementation, there are four essential components to it, and these components interact with each other on a continuous basis. The first component is the organization structure. The structure of the organization has to be in line with the strategy of the organization. Then the culture of the organization simultaneously affects the structure of the organization and the management control practices of the organization and the HRM practices in the organization. The management control should depend on all the three other components: the organization structure, the culture and the HRM. Now the HRM decides the performance of the organization, the variances thereby are mapped, and how to achieve the desired outputs is decided. Now we will talk about the difference between the strategy formulation, that is on top management level, and the management control. So on the basis of system design, the basic difference is that strategy formulation is unsystematic, or we can say that it's an emergent process which can be a reactive or a proactive form as and when required. While control management is very planned, it's systematic and it's predetermined. Nature of information in strategy formulation is more of external and predictive. The information received from the external environment of the organization, from the customers, from the markets, from the governments, that is utilized in strategy formulation. Whereas in control management, it's more of internal. For example, in a factory, if a set of workers are producing a product, then the internal information about that process will be used for the control management. Communication of information in case of strategy formulation is simple, whereas it is difficult in case of control management. Involved people in case of strategy formulation is essentially top managers and staff. Control management, it's top management and the line managers at the factory level. So strategy formulation and control management can also be compared on the basis of number of people involved. In case of strategy, a lesser number of people are involved as compared to control management. The mental activity in case of strategy formulation is creative and analytic, whereas in control management it is administrative and persuasive. The discipline that comes under the strategy formulation is economics, whereas in control management it's social psychology. Time horizon mostly in strategy formulation is long term, whereas in control management is short term. And products of strategy formulation are goals and strategies which will drive the organization, whereas control management, the pursued strategy has to be implemented, which is the outcome. Now when we talk about control management and the task control, which is at a much granular level than the control management, the basic difference is that control management focuses on whole of operation, whereas task control, it focuses on individual task or transaction. The nature of information in case of control management is integrated and many of the financial data and inputs are used, whereas in task control more of non-financial data are used. Management is involved in case of control management. In case of task control, the floor level managers, the supervisors are the main persons who are involved. Mental activity in case of control management, as we have discussed, is more of administrative and persuasive. In case of task control, it's about following the directions of your supervisors. And product is strategy implementation, whereas in task control, the tasks are carried out effectively and efficiently. That's the only objective. Then we talk about the discipline. Social psychology is the discipline that is mapped to the control management, whereas economics and physics are the discipline that are mapped to the task control. Control management can be monthly, weekly or annually, whereas task control is on a daily basis. Types of cost in case of control management can be discretionary, whereas at task control level only engineered costs are to be seen. When we talk about the impact of internet on management control, then we have seen that internet has provided a wide array of knowledge and information source to the whole world. So this is playing an essential part in the management control framework. Now we can even target multiple customers on the internet because of a wide variety of customer availability on the internet. So multi-targeted communication can be a part of management control system. Now this communication can be a costless communication using various mediums of communication on internet, the social media of communication. This type of communication can be on a very less cost or on a costless basis. We can display images not only in writing, we can display images, we can even send sounds and videos through. So that's playing an essential role on management control. Now this power has shifted to a particular individual. Now everything is customer focused instead of product focused. So that is playing an essential part in management control systems. If we see what is the internet's impact in the world marketplace and what are the views of the various CEOs and top management on it, is that the internet is playing a very minor impact in case of management control system. Only 8% of the top management and CEOs say that, whereas the rest 43% assume that there is a major impact of internet on the management control systems, and 49% have the confidence that internet will transform the kind of market and hence transform the management control systems.